about glutathione lies because there are a lot of people who are confused as to what glutathione can do for you. And it's funny because I believe some of these same lies. So it's like some people just, I don't know, they just spread a bunch of stuff and it's hard to really know what is true and what is false. I was inspired to make this video because one of my VIP clients on Patreon, she has finally reached the 8-month mark of being on glutathione, and her skin has completely transformed. Like, she looks so good. She went from a Fitz, on the Fitzpatrick scale. She was a Fitz type 6, and oh my gosh, like, I'll just show you guys the pictures. Like, right now her skin just looks amazing. And when we first started working together, it was just funny because she had started on her glutathione journey believing some of the same lies that actually got me into glutathione. So it was just like funny, like it's come full circle. And so one of the things is, like, when I'm working with my clients, like, I just want to be honest on what you can expect and what you cannot expect. And for a lot of people, it's hard to convey just how dedicated you really have to be. Like, there is a part of you that does need to be a little obsessed with just the whole process to really stick with it. It isn't something where after 3 or 4 months you're like, oh, I did it, I'm here. Like, 3 or 4 months, like, that's more so for people who are, I would say, of certain, like, maybe Asian descent, who are already closer to their target, I guess, lightness. If you're coming from like a darker skin tone, like if it's 6, if it's 5, something like that, like, for us, like, it takes a while. So let's get into one of, like, the biggest lie. This is the lie that got me into glutathione and on my journey, was that it is an internal sunscreen. It is not an internal sunscreen. It doesn't matter if you're on it for a couple months or if you're on it for a year. It's not going to be an internal sunscreen. You still need to wear sunscreen. It's not going to keep you from darkening up. When I started it, it was because I knew I was going to go and be out in the sun for like a 2-day this concert, and it was just like a whole thing. So I was just trying to prep myself and do as little damage as I possibly could. Obviously, taking glutathione did nothing for me. Absolutely nothing. It is something that you can lighten like several shades, but it's going to take a while. And for some people, they get their results faster than others. This brings us to the next lie on it. That glutathione doesn't interact with anything, like that it's safe for everyone to take it. It's not safe for everyone to take it. If you have already kidney or liver issues, this isn't something that you need to be on. If you're trying to get pregnant or are pregnant, obviously don't take glutathione in mega doses. That's something, talk to your doctor. I'm not saying you can't take glutathione, but you can't take it to the level that we're taking it. We're taking a ton of glutathione. One of the biggest things is that, like, it isn't as effective if you're on birth control. So please keep that in mind. It's not as effective if you're one of those people who take ibuprofen. Maybe you have aches and pains. Maybe you're around that time of the month, you like to take it. Taking ibuprofen is something that it's not going to do anything bad to you. It's just you're not going to absorb your glutathione. There's so many other things that glutathione just does not absorb with. And so just to say that anyone can take it and that anyone can get the results, like, no, you really can't. For some people, you could be basically spinning your wheels like you're stuck in mud trying to get to your dream skin goal, and it's just not going to happen because you didn't know that what you're taking is not allowing you to absorb your glutathione. So yeah, I think that's one of the other lies, that, like, since it's a master antioxidant, it's great for everyone, it works for everyone. No, it doesn't. It's not perfect for everyone. It does not work for everyone. There's a lot of people who have just given up, and it's like they're not seeing a change. And it's like, sometimes, like, our first thought is, oh, it's the glutathione I'm on, maybe it's not as pure, or you just kind of lose your excitement for it. You don't want to stick with it because it feels like you're not getting anywhere. And I get it. Like, there's a lot of people who We've even talked about this, like being a certain weight. If you're carrying more weight on your frame, you're not absorbing as much glutathione as someone who maybe is a little smaller. So it's like a whole thing. That being said, if you are vitamin D deficient, which is huge, not only in the US, but even overseas, there's tons of people who are vitamin D deficient and they have no idea. If you are vitamin D deficient, if you think you might be vitamin D deficient, you're basically pouring your glutathione down the drain. It is not going to take the way that it needs to take. Your body's not going to be able to store it. You're not going to be able to easily make your own or even recycle what you have if you are vitamin D deficient. A lie that I think it's not really a lie, I think most people just don't know that even if you're not getting enough vitamin D, that you can just start taking it and you're going to be good in like a couple weeks. Not quite. It's like you're gonna need to be taking that, and usually kind of mega dosing vitamin D for, we're talking 6 to 12 weeks. Like it's gonna be months. So yeah, I think just not enough people know. So that isn't necessarily like a lie. People are spreading around like the glutathione being an internal sunscreen, but it is something that you need to just keep in mind. If you are vitamin D deficient, if you think you might be vitamin D deficient, that is 100% really messing with your ability to even hold on to glutathione, let alone make your own. So it's just, there's so many ways that you can waste your money on a skin journey. And I've made a lot of these mistakes and I'm learning from them. Another thing, and so we've talked about this over on Patreon, there's other vitamins like magnesium. If you're not getting enough magnesium, your body isn't doing the most with the glutathione that you're supplementing. So, but vitamin D is the biggest one. Like I just want to make sure everyone knows vitamin D is like the biggest one. Another lie is that glutathione, when you're taking it and you're like at the 9 to 12 month mark, which honestly it's a beautiful mark. I love being there. But when I look at my old pictures from when I was on it, around, that 9 month mark, my skin definitely has the glutathione gray. It's temporary. It's not going to stay that way because obviously if you continue on glutathione, you're going to continue getting lighter and lighter and lighter. It just depends on where you're living and your sun exposure as to how fast that's going to happen for you. Some people, it's like they hit kind of a wall and it's more so because of their lifestyle, not necessarily because of the glutathione. But people think that it's going to just absolutely just lighten, just kind of lighten everything. And I will say, while it does take color away, you're still going to have to do things to add color to you. Does that make sense? Like there were some areas in my my nether regions, like I still had to look for topicals just to get that discoloration to go away. Glutathione, while it did lighten everything else, like those areas, especially like if you have really, really dark inner thighs, like you're gonna need topicals to help you with that. If you're worried about your nips and things like that, while it will pull color, you're not gonna have all of a sudden pink. It's going to pull all color. So even those are going to go from brown to a grayish color. The same with my lips. My lips didn't get, the lips will get lighter, but they're not going to be a nice pink light. They're going to be closer to the color of your skin. So it's almost like you're wearing a concealer on your lips. So one of the things I was looking into, especially when I started getting into month 8, month 9, I started looking into ways to kind of stain my lips and different scrubs that would help bring the color. Right now, I have not been on glutathione for anywhere close to 9 months. So it's not something that I'm experimenting with right now, but it is something that next year, once I get to that mark, I'm going to have to look back into because it just pulls color. And you do go through this phase of looking grayish, and there are things you can combat that. The chat over on Patreon, we were kind of sharing just different things that you can use to give different undertones depending on what undertone. I understand that not everyone has the same goals. So my goals of how light I want to be isn't the same as like some other people. I like more of a sun-kissed glow look. Like I like that. So some of the things that like I do for my undertone, other people might not want to do. They might want more of a beige undertone or a pinkish undertone. And of course it does, I will say it does depend on you know, your ethnicity as to what stages you're going to go through. If you are someone who is going from, let me look on the scale really quick. Gotta pull up my little fits scale. Okay, so if you're someone who's going from a fits 3 or a fits 2, well, no, if fits 3, I think you could still keep some of that sunny glow, but if you're like closer to a fits 2 and you're trying to get down to like that K-pop white, like just like that bright white look, you know, for you, obviously taking something like chlorophyll, that would be something that you would want to stay away from. You know, chlorophyll would not be good for you. Like just this, and there's definitely different topicals that will give you a different glow as well, or undertone. It's the word I was looking for there. So I'm gonna stop this video here because it's gonna get kind of long, but yeah, just Glutathione LIES, I think, just to recap everything, it is not a sunscreen. It is not going to keep you from getting darker no matter how long you've been on it. Even if you've already hit the 1-year mark, it does not work like that. It's not as effective if you are on certain medications, if you're just taking certain things, birth control being one of them. Even ibuprofen is a medication, but it's something where if you find yourself taking it a couple times a month or something like that, like it is a little different, okay? It is a little different. Also, like you're not processing your glutathione if you're vitamin D deficient, if you don't have enough magnesium. Okay, so I hope this video was helpful, and if you guys can think of any other glutathione lies that maybe you used to believe, just drop them down in the comments and just let people know what to expect.